Hello, and welcome to the Sofa Talk podcast. I'm your co host, Aster.
And I'm your co-host Seven.
Let's talk it out and lounge it up. We appreciate you listening. This is episode 9, and the title of today's episode is Family Ain't Family No More. Shout out to Ghostface Killer when he made that song, All That I Got Is You, featuring Mary J. Blige. He had referenced that line in his lyric, Family Ain't Family No More, which inspired us to use this title for today's episode. Today, we're going to talk about how sometimes blood isn't really thicker than water, and sometimes blood isn't enough to hold families together anymore. Welcome back. So, I'm actually glad that we are discussing this topic today, because it's November now and this month is Thanksgiving. And we have some other holidays that are approaching us this holiday season, such as Hanukkah, Christmas, and Kwanzaa. Those are like holidays where families celebrate and come together. Some families will be celebrating together, and then we have some people that are distancing themselves from families, for obvious reasons.
And then we got the new year coming
And
in
then
too.
thank you for that. Then we got the new year coming in, so they celebrate on New Year's Eve up into the New Year's Day.
Yep.
Right. So, like I said, I'm glad we're bringing this topic up, and I think it's also becoming more common. I know Seven and I had outside conversations, and I know he said he came across his TikTok page, and that there's a lot of issues going on with family members. I believe people are not. They're beefing pretty much with their families.
Yeah,
I think
they're distancing themselves from their family and turning people off, moving forward without certain family members, all of that. Yeah, it's people becoming more vocal about their relationships with their families.
You know what? It's crazy that you said that, because when I worked at one of my many jobs, y'all know I'm a job hopper. This is about, 7 years ago. And one of the residents at the job had mentioned to me, she became very emotional. She mentioned that pretty much we were talking about the topic today, that family isn't the same anymore. And she kind of referenced the Bible, I believe. And she said, we're in end times. I don't want to get too much in religion or anything like that, y'all. But she said, we're in end times now. Anytime that families are not talking, they're distancing themselves, they don't love each other. She mentioned, what is the world coming to? And this is about, like I said, 7 years ago that this was mentioned to me.
Yeah.
So I said, you know what, and we're still here to this day, 7 years later. And I think it's, like you said, it's becoming more widespread and more talked about.
People are talking about it more now.
It's like becoming the new norm, right?
Yep.
So I thought that was interesting. So
it seems like also too, like when the glues that used to keep the family together, they're no longer here anymore, which reference into the elders.
Yes.
Certain grandparents or certain aunts or great aunts, uncles, all that stuff like that. Once they, leave,
left, yeah,
it seems like the family dynamic definitely changes in the family.
I agree.
People are not held together anymore.
Yep. I completely agree with that. Yep. I do agree. So also too, with that, I think we might be going ahead of ourselves here. Bear with us. Also too, I think also, y'all, hold on, I'm about to say something. Oh shoot, y'all. Okay, we'll probably come back to that. I had a brain freeze. Give me a second, y'all. It will come back. Some of the subtopics that we're going to talk about. The first one is toxic relatives. We're going to discuss the challenges of dealing with difficult or toxic family members and how to set boundaries.
Well, my intake on that, I mean, I've recently started the whole boundary thing the past couple of years of my adulthood, because I just kind of remembered certain things that were said and done when I was a child. And now that I'm an adult that can make like my own decisions, speak for myself, think for myself and all that, I still see a lot of that now, and I choose not to deal with it or partake in it, and have those type of situations or those types of people in my everyday life.
So you decided to cut off the toxic people by distancing yourself?
Distancing myself. I still love them. I still have love for them. I pray for them, but as
Uh-huh.
far as me like sitting at a table with them, I don't really have that in me to do that with those toxic family members.
And the toxic family members, are they your age range, or are they, you consider your elders? Like you mentioned,
They're considered elders.
okay, they're considered elders.
Hmm.
Okay, so it's funny you brought that up, because when we were little, remember
Mhm.
how we were always little, especially in the African American or Black communities, we're always taught to what? Respect
Respect your
our elders,
elders.
right?
Hmm.
They always tell us to respect our elders.
Hmm.
So now we're adults too. Remember,
Mhm.
we're adults. We're not children like you mentioned anymore.
Yeah.
So we can make the decisions if we want to be around those elders or those people anymore that are in our
Exactly.
family. You
Hmm.
get what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So we control that.
Yeah.
Is not being disrespectful, no, because
Mm-mm.
we're always taught to respect, what we said, to respect your elders.
Hmm.
But I don't think it's disrespectful. I think it's where people are protecting their peace and their energy.
Absolutely.
It can become very mentally draining.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
very toxic, and a draining soul and a draining spirit.
Yeah, I agree. I just choose not to. I see certain things, I hear
Mhm.
certain things, and I just be like, yeah, I'm good.
Mhm.
I'm
Mhm.
good. I just don't got time for it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Life is set up crazy right now, and too much stuff is going on, and I just don't need people around me that's actually supposed to be around me
Mhm.
acting a fool
Yes.
or doing things that I just don't agree with.
Yes.
And I just choose not to have that type of company around me.
So you choose not to. You choose not to have that company, and that be family,
And that's
the
family.
family.
Yep.
Um.
And that's on both sides.
Oh yeah.
That's on both sides.
Mother and father.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay, I respect it.
And I catch myself a lot now as an adult. I always say to my mom, because my mom, she'll vent to me about certain things or say certain things that's going on in the family or certain family members or whatever. And she'll be more of like, well, we're family. She always knows that we're family.
They throw
Family's
that in
supposed to,
there.
forgive. Family's supposed to let go and all that. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
just
yeah.
because I forgive or let go doesn't mean that I have to be around them either. And me
Mhm,
being an
mhm,
adult, I
mhm,
just choose not to be around them.
mhm.
If I have to get out of character, if I have to question, or if I have to say things that's really not argue, cuss, whatever, like all those
Yes.
types of things. If I have to do all that around people that's supposed to be my family, I'm not going to be around them.
Mhm,
I have
mhm,
actual family that I created
mhm.
that are not only my personal family in my household, but like my friends. We have the small circle that I have. We have became family.
Mhm,
So
mhm,
that's who
mhm.
I look to as family in my life, and we don't go through all that I
Okay.
see with my blood.
With your blood. Okay. And you also mentioned something too earlier, how they talk about how what your mother references, like, forgive, family, this and that. And they usually use the term, because we're family,
Because
right?
we're
Because we're
family.
family,
Mhm.
right? We hear
Mhm.
that. We're family. I
Mhm.
had one of my best friends, he mentioned families love each other. That's what he told me. You're supposed to love each other, this, that, and the third, which we know,
Mhm.
you know.
That's what we were raised on.
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes. But he mentioned that he's a forgiving person too, and he doesn't like all that the differences where families are having their beef or whatever you want to call it.
Mhm.
He doesn't like that.
Yeah.
That's why he told me families supposed to love each other.
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what he feels.
Mhm.
I
And
was
it's
I,
true.
I felt
It's
that way one
true.
time too, but
I
then
did too.
till I was in dealing with toxic relatives.
Mhm.
Um, so I like when you talked about the boundary part.
Mhm.
I'm always the go-to person in my family, the
Same
eldest
here.
child,
Yeah. Mhm.
So I'm not gonna the immediate people that I do, because I did distance myself from family members on both sides of my family as well. But I still have my immediate family,
Mhm.
my parents, my sisters, in my circle, my nieces,
Yeah.
in my circle still.
Mhm.
So I have them, with me. But I'm not gonna consider them toxic. They're still in my life
Yeah.
and we still communicate. We do
Mhm.
have our differences, but I did have to set boundaries for myself, because like I said, I'm the eldest child, the go-to person. This is how it's set up in my life, the
Mhm.
go-to person. And I had to set my own boundaries as far as when I'm emotionally or mentally going through things, I had to make that be known. I
Mhm.
might distance myself. That's nothing against you all or anything like that. I
Mhm.
need to do a mental recharge,
Mhm.
a cleanse,
Yep.
to say.
Mhm.
Um, and like I said, they're not the toxic. I'm not considering them toxic. But the
Mm-mm.
toxic relatives that I did have, that I distanced myself from, as I mentioned earlier, that was me just pretty much just washing my hands with them.
Yeah.
Just washing my hands with them.
I agree.
That's how I had to, keep my boundaries set for that. Washing my hands with them, not having any type of contact, communication, nothing.
And that's fine.
That's fine.
That's
right?
fine. Don't you have peace with that? That is fine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I totally agree with that.
Exactly. So that's what I did, y'all, for boundaries. Wash your hands.
Same here. I pretty much just stepped away. I spoke my mind. I'm one of the type of people, because I am a forgiving person.
Yes.
But I also kind of feel like if I'm constantly being disrespected, and I think because I'm the kind person all the time, oh, he's so forgiving, or he'll blow it off, or he's the nice one, he's the go-to. And I feel like because that was the thing for so long, I feel like people took advantage of that. So when I started to put my foot down, I noticed also people started to back off a little bit. Yeah. And of course they'll try to use that, oh, you acting different, or you acting funny. You know, that whole bullshit. But nah, I just see y'all. And once I started to feel that I wasn't valued in those relationships and wasn't respected, that was another reason for me to kind of like step back and like definitely like, you know what? Nah, I'm no longer available to those people anymore.
Exactly. And when they say you act different or act funny, I'm not acting the way y'all want me to act. That y'all used to see me act that way. So it's not acting funny or different.
Nope.
You changed up how you demand respect now.
I deal with people accordingly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Family or not.
That's it.
That part.
Period.
Cutting ties. I mentioned this earlier. I cut ties with my family. It's hard. It's very hard. There's the emotional struggle of deciding whether to cut ties with a family member and the potential consequences. It's emotional. I say it's an emotional struggle because, you are family. You're all are supposed to love each other, like my friend mentioned. You love each other. You have loyalty to one another. You should be there for one another also. But sometimes we don't live up to that. Also, too, what I found out too, I had family that said that they were happy for me, but I felt they were not really happy for me. I don't know. I felt like people wanted to see me fall or have a downfall.
Okay.
That's what my spirit detected as an adult woman. This was years later. So, and I don't know, it could be some jealousy, a little bit of jealousy maybe. That's deep rooted. I'm not going to go into too much details, but that could be why too, so that's completely understandable, but I have dealt with that. So emotionally, I feel like, okay, people don't want to see me do good, don't want to see me win. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to cut those ties off.
Yeah.
Because to me, I think that's fake love.
Right.
And you know what I'm
that's
saying?
Exactly what it is.
Fake love. Fake love. You can still love. I'm not going to say they didn't love me or whatever, but I feel some of it is fake love. I'd rather not have it.
Not at all.
I want it authentic.
Genuine, I don't want it.
Yes, and genuine. Same thing. But yep. That, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. Like,
I've had my fair share of that too. And, like, you go through a process of like kind of figuring out like, do I just stick it out or not? Do I just kind of like turn cheek to a lot of the shenanigans and all that stuff like that? And you kind of go back and forth. And then what gets us a lot with a lot of people, not just us, but a lot of people will always go back to the memories. So the memories, once you start going into that thinking place, and then it's like you start all the good times and this and that.
Yes.
But that doesn't count where we are today, unfortunately.
Yes.
And if you're not treating me the way you were back then, then it just no longer counts anymore. And I was recently thinking about that to myself, and it even goes with like friends and all of that, friends and family and all that. And it's just like, I used to say all the time, wow, I was so forgiving because the past, or we grew up together, or we did this, or we had so much fun. And now it's just like, I'm learning, some people are in your life for seasons, some people in your life for reasons. And I'm learning all these different things as I get older. So I understand it a lot more now. And that's why I think now I don't have a problem with like walking away from certain situations and growing apart. Growing apart from people doesn't have to be a negative thing, because you can also grow apart from family members also too.
Okay, y'all.
And so especially when it's toxic, if it's dark, just all those things like that. And I'm an energy person. And if I'm around just darkness all the time, bitterness, jealousy, just negativity, all that all the time. And I'm one of them type of people that's always trying to be happy no matter what. I could be going through my worst storm, but you're not going to know about it.
Yes, same
Because
here.
I'm one of the type of people, I feed off of people's energy. So if I'm
Uh-huh,
feeling down
uh-huh,
and I decide to come around you and you up and
uh-huh,
cheery and
uh-huh,
happy,
uh-huh,
that's going to immediately lift me up. I wouldn't
uh-huh.
really have to say what's going on with me. Just being in a
The
good positive
presence.
presence, that's going to lift me up.
Mhm.
And so that's just one of those things that I kind of just learned and took on. But it definitely took me, I would say, me entering my 30s to really, really understand
Mhm.
family and relationships and the dynamics and love
Mhm,
and
mhm,
respect and all of that.
mhm.
But what I also realized with myself was I was always given that.
So, did you feel you gave it the most and wasn't giving
I
that
felt
back?
like I gave it the most.
Okay.
Yeah, and never really got it back in return. And
Mhm.
I've always been a giver.
Yes, you
And
are.
I never I'm always been one of the types I never expect
Uh-huh.
anything in return.
Return.
Just be
That's true,
loyal and
y'all.
love me and respect me.
Mhm.
That's it. You got my back, I got yours, but I've always been a giver no matter what. There's something put my name on certain things for people. All
Yep.
of that, and was fucked and
There
still
you
turned
go.
around and loved
Mhm.
and kept relationships
Mhm.
and said we look past that. We family, we
Mhm.
friends, you know
Mhm.
what I mean?
Mhm.
So as I've gotten older, I have learned to set my boundaries and and deal with these people accordingly.
Mhm.
And with people that are in my life for
Mhm.
seasons and reasons, I definitely understand that also too. But what I've also kind of learned also too, once I'm encountering seasonal people, I don't get that deep with them because I know they're
Okay.
not going to be here for long. So
Okay.
I don't put my all into those relationships with seasonal people.
Okay.
Hmm.
Because of what you've been through before, you
Because of
kind of
what I've been
know.
through before.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you're kind of like guarded
definitely to a certain
to
extent.
a certain extent.
Hmm.
Well, I like when you mentioned earlier about having like the memories. And like my sister and I were speaking about this before. So that's always a beautiful thing to have. Like when
Hmm.
we have the memories, we will never lose those memories. That's a beautiful thing. Even
Hmm.
when we don't have the family in our lives anymore that we don't connect with or not close to anymore or don't
Hmm.
even have contact with,
Hmm.
the memories that we have is just beautiful.
Yeah.
You would never lose that.
Hmm.
So
I
that's
love seeing old pictures, old
yes,
videos, all
flashbacks
flashbacks,
in your
all that.
brain or whatever.
Hmm.
I think it's beautiful. So that's one thing you would never lose are the beautiful moments and the beautiful memories
Absolutely.
when
Yeah.
if there is
Yeah.
distance. Yeah,
Hmm.
I think that's really nice. Um, Family expectations versus reality. We're going to discuss the disconnect between what we expect from our families and what we actually experience. Hmm.
Well, I can say
Mm,
I have only thing I expect from
mhm,
my family is love,
mhm,
respect,
mhm,
honesty.
mhm.
I'm one of the type of people I can take the truth.
Yes.
Um, and I haven't received that.
You haven't received
I
that?
don't feel like I've received that from certain family
From s
members.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I
Yeah.
I like the thing he says, I'm gonna add on to just
And
another thing,
loyalty.
loyalty. Yep, there we go. We both said it. Loyalty, especially with family. I think loyalty is something really big. I think that's very important. Um, um, and like I said earlier, giving real love, not just saying I love you,
Hmm.
having that real authentic,
It shows.
yeah, it
Love
shows.
love got to
It,
show up.
yeah,
Yeah, it has to show. And I feel like people just throw that word around.
yeah,
A
like
lot of people
loosely.
throw that word around, and love is it's an action also too. It's
Yes,
an action type of word. And it doesn't have to do with just giving, but it's just like presence. It
yes.
like your presence as a
Mhm.
person being there.
What you say to
What you
another person.
say, just
Uh-huh.
how you interact.
Uh-huh.
That love word goes further than what certain people really thinks it just means.
Mhm,
There's so much
mhm.
more meaning behind that word love, and a lot of people take it for granted also too.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
Hmm.
I do agree with that. Um, it's crazy, y'all.
And to be honest, like the reality of it is, family can love you, but they may not love you the way you want them to love you,
Oh,
and that's
wow.
also something that you have to understand, and you kind of got
Yeah.
to accept it for what it is.
Yes.
um because I demand real love because I give out real love,
Yes.
and so I'll still love you if you
Mhm,
don't love me the way that I love you, but I'm not
mhm.
going to be in love with that family member. I believe in, like I said earlier when we first started, I'm going to give you what you give me.
Yes.
So if you giving me
Yes.
half-ass, I'm going to give you half-ass.
Yes.
But then
Yes.
sometimes it comes to also, it's kind of like a contradictory though,
Uh-huh.
because sometimes it's kind of like, that's not even who I am. Because if I feel like I have to do
Like stoop down your level.
all that, I feel like it's being fake
Got
also
you.
too.
Okay. Okay. That's
And
fake
so
love.
if I have to do all of that, that's
Uh-huh.
why I also
Just rather
feel like
just
it's better just to go ahead and
part ways.
and part ways.
Yes.
Just
That's
leave
true
each other
though.
alone,
That's a good
because
point.
the fake thing don't work for me.
Yeah.
So if
That's
I'm
good.
pushing it, it's
Uh-huh.
because I really, really care. If I'm
Uh-huh.
going the extra mile to show you
Mhm.
that I'm there, that I care, that I love you, and I want that relationship. And if you're
Uh-huh.
walking over top of it, or you giving me your ass to kiss, I know when it's time for me to take my exit.
Yes.
So I know my places in people's lives. That's something I also learned too.
Mm.
And people, y'all have to learn that. Sofa
Mhm.
talkers, y'all got to learn your places in people's lives. Know where you stand in people's lives, because you'll be sitting
Mhm.
around and wasting so much time and energy
Mhm.
on people, and they didn't have went on with their life, then moved on, and you still stuck talking about what happened 20 years ago,
Wow.
10, 15 years ago,
Wow.
because of the times and the good times and the
Mhm.
memories and all that. And some people don't value that.
Yes.
They don't value it.
Yes.
I've learned that too. People that value in me and I value them, the people
Uh-huh.
don't value the relationships and all that stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Let them go. Let them go.
Let it go. Cut
Especially
it
if
off.
you know that you haven't been a problem in the
Mhm.
family or in the
Mhm.
relationship, the friendship, whatever.
Mhm.
It's all tied in together as family.
Mhm. Mhm.
If you know that you weren't a cause of any type of friction to make a person feel some type of way, walk away with your head up high, knowing that you weren't the issue. Why this,
Mhm.
whatever that person dealt with, that's what they're dealing with. And if they felt that leaving you alone or not dealing with you
Mhm.
anymore because of that, then so be it.
Yes. Yes.
So be it.
Yes.
I had a friendship that probably, I would say, it was a good 20-year friendship,
Mhm.
and that person was like family.
Exactly.
We had 2 times where the second time we stopped, we were done. The first time
Mhm.
we stopped speaking for a year,
Mhm.
and it was nothing that I did.
Mhm.
And one thing about it is I could also take accountability. I could take accountability. Not everybody can say that.
Yes.
So if I did something wrong,
Uh-huh.
I'm definitely capable of speaking out, saying, you know what, I fucked up, or
Mhm.
that was shady, or I should
Mhm.
never did that. That was wrong. Da da da
Mhm.
da da. But in this situation here, I wasn't wrong at all.
Okay.
And we didn't speak for a year. I gave that person their space. They
Mhm.
came back, and the door was open for that relationship.
Mhm.
The friendship went on, I want to say, maybe for 7 years more.
Mhm.
And then by 2020 hit, it dissolved. Um there was no beef, there was no disagreement,
Mhm.
just the
Mhm.
phone calls and the text just stopped.
Mhm. Mhm.
The phone calls and the text stopped, and the meetups, the hangouts, the dinners, all that stuff just gradually slowed
So,
down. And I was fine with it,
yeah.
because there was also a time around that time when I really needed that person the most, and
Uh-huh.
they were not available to me. And the whole 20 years of that friendship, I was always available
Mm,
no
mm,
matter what.
mm.
I put my
Mm,
freedom
mm,
in
mm.
jeopardy.
Mm, mm,
I
mm.
put my name in
Mhm.
jeopardy.
Mhm.
I put my life in
Mhm.
jeopardy.
Mhm.
Went through some things in this friendship.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I was able to sit back, like, I wasn't the cause of this
Mhm.
time. It was a good run.
Mhm.
I love that person. I respect that
Mhm.
person. But this might just been one of those seasonal type of situations.
Mhm.
And I
Mhm.
kind of learned that. I kind of learned and started to understand the season and reason thing
Mhm.
around that time, because so much stuff was going on in 2020. And mind you, families
Yes.
were dealing with a lot in
Hell
2020. So
yes.
much was
Hell
going
yes.
on at that time.
Oh, it was
And it was
crazy.
like, we were on lockdown. We really,
Oh,
so it was either bringing families together, or
or
it was
that's
really
true.
taking them apart,
Yes. Yes.
And so
Mhm.
that really spoke volume to me, and I definitely got a more understanding, and it made sense where I stand in people's life, how I value myself, what I bring
Mhm.
to the
Mhm.
table in relationships
Mhm.
and friendships and family and all
Mhm.
that.
Mhm.
And it was a lesson and a blessing at the same time.
Okay. Okay. So, okay. I like how you said that.
Hmm.
I was going to ask you that while you were talking, I was thinking about this too, because we're talking about the expectations of family, and things like that. A lot of times as humans, this is real. I'm keeping it real with
Hmm.
y'all. As humans, we always feel that this is with any of us. we are never the problem, right?
Yes.
We always say we're never the problem.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder if our other family members that we no longer talk to might see us as the problem.
Well, okay,
That's
and that's a
expectation,
good
reality,
question.
you know,
That's a good
reality part of
question.
that.
That's why I said taking accountability, because some people
Yes.
don't see their flaws or their what they may have done to that person, made that person feel that way.
Mhm.
You have to be self-aware
Yes.
of yourself in that relationship, and that's why I said in instant, because I never had anybody stop talking to me.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I didn't.
Okay. Okay.
I never
Okay.
had family members say, "I don't fuck with him.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I don't like him." Well, hold on. We will get on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll go there.
Yep.
But
Yep.
I never really dealt with that. I never had to walk away from people until recently, and it was family, and it was by my choice.
Yes.
They didn't walk away from me. I walked away from them.
Yes. Yes.
In that
Mhm.
situation with this particular person I'm talking about, they had thought some things, and it was their own insecurities.
Oh, got it. Mm-hmm.
And they didn't give me a chance to speak out and say, hey,
Mm-hmm,
no, that's not
mm-hmm,
true.
mm-hmm.
You know me better than that, or whatever, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get to have that conversation until a year later.
Mm-hmm,
That's how that worked out. And then that person was really able to see, like, not what you were thinking, that's not what it was. And we went a whole year. Maybe we needed that whole year to be separated, because we were always together, did everything. You know, we were family.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And that whole year was like a growing year also too, because that same year I entered fatherhood and all that too.
Yeah.
So I think that particular person was able to also see the light in me a little bit, the change in me, the growth in me also too, and then allow me to explain, and we actually sit down and talk about that conversation, and then we were able just to walk past that and move past that. It was a done deal, because I was able to clear my end. I understood where they were coming from, but what I could also say was I wasn't the cause of it. When it was said and done, and we had that conversation when we made back up or whatever, I was able to say I was not the cause of this. Okay. I wasn't the cause of this whole situation. And even when it was finally over, I wasn't either. That was actually just growth. We grew apart. We didn't have the same things in common. We didn't do the same things anymore. Life was changing. 2020 had hit all of us in so many different ways and all that. So I accepted it. True. So I was able to walk away from that situation with no animosity, no bitterness, no nothing. Me and that person will speak if we see each other. We still give each other birthday shout outs on social media, like each other's posts and all that. Yes. But there's just no real friendship anymore. It's just hi, goodbye, wish you well, it's good to see you. Yes. And that's it. But I have had my fair share of not being liked and disrespected by family members for shit that elders did. Okay. So we're going to go there. Okay. You want to go there?
You know what? Let's see if it's on the topic, y'all. Hold on. Let's check it.
Let's go there.
You go. Yeah, it's on the topic. It's on the topic.
So I am a child of 5. I was my father's love child. I was number 4. My father was still a married man. There was another child made after me by his wife, by him and his wife. Okay. And my whole entire life, I wanted nothing but to just be accepted by them and loved. I wanted to, because in my household, I grew up as the only child until my mom remarried and had another child when I was 16. Yes. So then I had a sibling in my household. Yes. But I grew up 16 years of my life as being the only child. Still to this day, we're all in our 30s and 40s, and we have no relationship.
And these are your half siblings.
These are my half siblings. I have went out the way. I would, be so proud. Oh, when we be in school, we all went to school. That's my brother, or that's my sisters. And they would tell, he's not my brother. That's my dad's son, or I don't him this that . And that also taught me as I got older, also too, and I understood the whole family thing. And I always looked at, no matter how y'all may feel, what may have been put in your head, we're all kids at the end of the day. So we're all in this trying to figure it out ourselves. We can't help what the adults did.
And innocent,
but we're innocent.
Okay.
Let's make this work, and let's have this relationship. And we choose that ourselves as an adult. Let's be siblings. Let's have a relationship.
Yes.
but they were never for it. They will be for it sometimes, and then it'll just go cold. And I just learned my place in their life just to let it go, because I wasn't chasing people that really didn't want to be at the table with me. And so I just came to a place I was like, fuck it, and fuck them. Because I didn't do nothing wrong. They didn't do nothing wrong. You know, I don't know what might have been fed to them. I don't know how they may have looked at my experiences might have been had different from them, because they had a single mom, they had to grow up with a single mom, and I always had a two-parent household. So I think they may have looked at use that and like, it might have felt some type of way. So I don't take their feelings away from them, what they experienced.
Of course.
But at the end of the day, none of this was our fault as the children. But when I came to in my adulthood, I just said, fuck it, man. If y'all don't want to work with me, y'all don't want to do this family thing and stuff. We all got kids. I mean, there's so many kids. So many kids.
Yes.
And it could be great.
Y'all
don't want to do this? Then fuck y'all.
Fuck it, right?
Ain't no hard feelings. I wish y'all well. I'll be 40 in what? I'll be 38 this year. So I got 2 years.
2 more years.
I got 2 years. I'm not worried about it no more. Fuck them. Fuck it and fuck them. And that's where I'm at. And I'm able to go to sleep at night.
When you're able to go to sleep at night, y'all, and have a peaceful sleep and no nightmares, as a result of that, you know that you're doing okay, or you make good decisions.
I am so positive. We had a devastating loss in the past month in our family. And it was just so much friction. So much friction.
Families weren't coming together at that time.
Families weren't coming together. Nobody wasn't able to put their pride to the side. And that just showed me right there. That showed me, and that was enough, because I was going to keep on pushing. And then once this situation had came upon, and I saw how everybody couldn't come together for this situation. And I understand, let's not be fake, let's keep it real. But I also believe when something like when a death is involved or something like that, I feel like we have to put the bullshit to the side. Put the bullshit to the side and come as one. We worry about that other shit later. And once I saw how the families were acting, the siblings were acting, that was my final straw. So
this was like an eye-opening.
That was an eye-opening for me. These past couple weeks, I would say 2-3 weeks. That was my eye-opening when I came to the conclusion where I said, "Fuck them." And I mean it. I mean it. I pray for them. I pray for their children. I pray for their family and their friends. I wish all them people well. But I'm good. I'm good over here. Because once again, I can take accountability for anything I've done wrong, and which I have not. We're all innocent, and I always looked at them as the same as me. We're all equal. That's how I always looked at it. We're all equal. We all kind of went through this. Y'all had a broken home. I had a broken home. All of that. When we come from the same man, we all pretty much look the fuck alike.
Y'all do.
All of that.
Y'all do.
Our kids, all of that, favor each other. And so when this situation happened a couple weeks ago, and I saw how the family acted and how certain things were done, that was my final straw. So that's one of those things that I have officially have made peace in my adulthood, that I'm no longer chasing. I don't yearn for. It doesn't break me. It doesn't make me. And the door is no longer open. I have made peace. I have went through 37 years of my life of dealing with this shit. And when this situation had happened the past couple weeks ago, I thought that this was going to, you know what, this is going to really make a change. Maybe this is going to really change us. And being the fact that it didn't, that was my cue.
The final straw.
That was the final straw. And I was able to walk away with that with peace, my dignity, my respect, and all of that. So I'm good.
You're good.
I'm good.
So y'all, I'm gonna I'm usually a private person, but I feel compelled to go off of what Seven just mentioned here. So, y'all, okay, I'm gonna break it down to y'all. So my siblings, I have my sister I reference, and then I have another little baby sister that I reference a lot. So it's 3 of us by the same mother and father. Okay, so I'm wondering, I'm gonna keep it real, and I mentioned this to Seven, behind the scenes, that I wonder if the way his siblings feels about him, do me and my sisters feel about that way with my dad's other children too? Because he had a love child also as well.
Yeah.
So this situation, y'all, it's crazy, y'all. As you see, it's opposite now. If y'all catching on to the story, because I feel like we probably took out. I mean, hold on, let me see if I could formulate my thoughts well to make it easy to understand. I'm wondering if myself and my siblings, we weren't close to our half siblings that my dad, had created outside of my mother. Was that like, I don't know, was that our
See, I think with y'all situation, it's a little different from ours is because you guys didn't know them at all.
Okay.
And they just popped up. And mind you, when they popped up, y'all were like teenagers going into adulthood. My situation, we grew up together. We would stay in the same house. We used to go on trips. We had family pictures.
I remember the family pictures you
all of that. You know what I'm saying? So we knew we were siblings. We grew up together. We had the same last name. We went to school together.
Yeah.
We have the same. It's crazy. We would go to family functions as adulthoods, like our dad's family, and they would be on one side and I'll be on the other. And I would want to be on the side with them.
But see, I think my sibling, one of them might feel the same way that you felt, because myself and my sisters kind of kept our distance. We never had a relationship with her. She's kind of close to my baby sister's age.
Yeah.
They're kind of close, I think 4 years apart or something like that.
But see, she also just recently tried to step into the scene with y'all too. So that's why I said it's just a little bit different, because it's such a far, well, one, it's a large age gap from one.
Yeah.
And then it just recently, like y'all always knew she was there, but she was away. She wasn't around y'all.
There was times where, she would come around. She would come around when she was a little girl. Her aunt would bring her to my mom's home, and she'll visit us. And then all of a sudden we had distance, so we did have some distance. I don't know if I ever shared that with you. I thought I did. I tell you everything. I thought I shared that with you, but there was some type of distance. But y'all, there's some other stuff going on. But I can't. We'll be here all day talking about it. Some more family dynamics.
But I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I understand
so
what
she
you're saying.
may feel like the way you
the
feel.
way I feel.
And then I got two have brothers. They're young, like you said, an age gap, like really young. Like really
Did
young.
you? The way I know you and your sisters and your family, y'all kind of really open, like really nice people. And I'm not just saying to say that. So I think it might just be the situation. And like you said, it was just like a gap. So I don't think that y'all weren't open to get to know her also either. I don't want to say that. Especially in the beginning. I don't know how things are now, but I will say in the beginning, I don't think that was the case. I really don't, because y'all pretty much open arms to people and stuff like that.
And we're laid back people too. We're really cool, chill, laid back people.
Yeah.
I think too, usually with
it wasn't a resentment thing.
It wasn't never a resentment or anything like that too. But I think also too, that might be some of our trauma that we have probably with it could be her mother, because we had like I said, y'all, I'm not going to go into too much detail because we'll be here. This will be a whole storytelling.
Same here.
Going here. So it might be some type of trauma that we might hold, and so I don't know if we took it out on her, or what would you say? I don't know, because of that, because of the mother and all that and things like that in the past. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it too. But like my sister said, we're children. We were children at that time.
Yeah.
What do you expect? Developmentally,
and we only know what the adults feed into us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then when we become adults our own, it's up to us to make that decision. And I say that because I made the decision even as an adult. Like I want those. I always spoke of them.
Yeah.
You
spoke highly of them. Yes.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if they felt that same way about me. And that's just unfortunate. I feel like they missed out on something. I really did. I feel like I would have brought good energy, good values, all that stuff into the brother-sisterly relationship. I really thought that. But once again, when I said like about the adults, I feel like the adults, they might have heard things, they have saw things, and it may not be. Their frustration may not be with me. It could be with their dad, our dad. All of that. But it also still comes out on to me. I'm taking it because I'm the one that's being treated. The adults have moved past, but have the kids moved past it?
Exactly.
That's the thing. So that's why I say I don't take that away from them, their feelings and stuff like that. But I also just like I said, after this recent situation that happened in family, that would have been the perfect time for us to like, yeah, fuck that. Let's pull it together. Because one of our siblings really need us at this time.
Yeah.
We all need to come together and be as one.
Yes.
And it was none of that.
And you have every right to feel that way. I'm not just saying because we're friends, whatever.
No.
I would feel the same way. I would fucking feel the same way too.
Thank you.
And I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I would too. I fucking would too.
Thank you.
But remember, I told you before, I'm going to share this with you, Sofa Talkers, also. I had a coworker at another one of my mini jobs. She had mentioned she had half siblings too.
Mm-hmm.
And she might have been her 40s or 50s. And then she said that they were never close. But when they got into adulthood, they all came together.
I love stories like that.
That gave me hope. Like, you know, hopefully one day, I like them too, like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe me, my sisters, and our other siblings, we can probably come together one day too. When I heard that, I was like, okay, that's kind of hopeful. I was open to reuniting with the half sister that we have, my other sister. But there was an incident that caused me to be kind of skeptical, and I'm not going to go in detail, but I was open to doing that. But there was a situation that happened that made me skeptical, and funny business going on, and I don't have time for that kind of stuff. Right. I'm a grown ass woman, you know what I'm saying? I don't have time for childish games, mindless games. I don't have time for it.
And what makes it a little difficult on your part, because she is attached to the people that you detached yourself from.
There you go.
So it makes it makes it difficult also too.
Yep. I don't have time for funny business. I just don't.
I completely understand.
So I have to protect, like I do with the men I date, whatever, or relationships, whatever. My guard is up, my wall's up.
Yep.
Then I hate to do that, but I have to keep it up too with family. I hate to do that. I have to keep the guard and wall up with family as well to protect my peace and my energy and my sanity.
Absolutely.
That part. You want to move on? Or you got
I'm good. This is good. I hope you guys are feeling it, and I hope this conversation feels relatable to y'all. And this is not to beat family down or be negative around the holidays time, but I also do know a lot of people are feeling some type of way around these times because families aren't families no more.
Yep.
There's people that are deceased now.
Yep.
Siblings ain't talking, aunts, uncles, or
cousins ain't talking.
Cousins, all of that. So we just kind of just sharing our truth, our real, and how we're also navigating life without those people also too. Because it's not the end of the world.
No,
it's not the end of the world. You got to keep on pushing and moving forward. Because you're going to meet people in your life. You're going to have seasons and reasons, and that's fine. You just work with it. There's people that's going to last. Because I'll tell y'all this, the people that are in my life today are 20 plus years. Some almost 30.
Yes. My sister is almost on the 30 year.
Aster and her sister.
Yep.
Almost 30 years next year. So those are the people that I created my family with.
Oh, we're gonna be highlighting that soon.
Yeah, we'll go there. We'll go there
in the next.
But I'm just saying, you're going to meet those people that are going to last. You may not meet people that's going to last, but keep going. Don't beat yourself up because everybody ain't together on Thanksgiving. Everybody ain't together on Christmas. Life still goes on,
y'all.
Live your best life. Make peace. If you're not at peace, then fix those situations. If you feel that you need to fix those situations with those family members, do it. But if you have made peace and you are good and you feel good about your life with them not being in your life, move on and enjoy your holidays and live your life.
Thank you. Told y'all. 7 be speaking that shit. He speaks that shit, yo. The impact of this is good, y'all. The impact of social media on family relationships. How social media can both unite and divide family members. Okay, this is good.
That's a good question.
This is good. Let me tell y'all. Remember when y'all be saying sometime with social media? Social media can be kind of fake sometimes. We know that people put a facade on to live this life, to be these kind of people. And then, your family members know how you really are behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
They know how you really are behind the scenes when y'all put a front on there. So they kind of know what's going on behind the scenes. Then here's something else that happened too with me and my sisters, with family members. Sometimes they'll make comments like, if there's accomplishments that were mentioned on social media, and we put up, stuff like, oh, such and such, I'm doing good, or what have you, or I got this, or this, that, and the third. Family members won't like or comment under the post, but then they'll tell you in person when they see you or about your sibling. I heard she's doing this. I saw that. Yes, but they won't tell you that on your social media feed.
Isn't that weird?
Isn't that weird, right?
That's so weird.
It's weird.
It's so weird.
It's fucking weird. It's weird.
And as simple as a click,
or a like,
a
heart, or whatever,
or a simple little message on there. Now you see it, right? You could also shoot a text.
That's it. There you go. You can
so then you mean to tell me you wait until you see me in person, which can be time. This could have happened 6 months ago. Oh, I saw you got that new promotion, or I saw you got that new job, or I saw you had a baby. You saw it, but you didn't say nothing.
You didn't say nothing because people remember that too. People do clock that.
But the thing is, y'all can't have no expectation. You can't expect shit from nobody.
Exactly.
And that's how it is. And I've also have came to the point where with posting accomplishments on social media, I slow down.
You know what? When I was on it, I said, you know what? I think I was jinxing myself because I don't know what people. I don't know with family or not. But then I started to notice bad shit started happening
because I don't know. And I'll say this because I don't know, some of y'all may be spiritual or not, but I am. You don't know who's praying for you or praying against you.
Exactly.
And that social media world can be a negative place. And the power of the tongue is something else. So I've also now recently I did post one of my accomplishments because it's something that I worked on for a very, very long time. The feedback I got back was amazing. The people that I didn't expect to say something did, and then the people that I wanted to say something or just to know or they acknowledged me, they did. Now I don't look for validation.
I don't either.
What I saw, it did something to my spirit in a positive way. But do I do that all the time? Absolutely not, because I just felt like it was just like fake love and fake energy, or like you said, you seeing me. You saw the post, but then you wait until you see me to say something. I just find that weird. I find that weird.
Okay,
I find that weird, especially like on the social medias where you can see who viewed it, especially like on TikTok.
Oh,
like you see who views it, and then they won't. All this is just a click, a heart. That's all it is. And they view, and these would be like your. I had a couple best friends, and I was like, I saw you post that.
Oh, okay.
I saw you view it too. Co-workers, all that, like it be some weird, it be some weird shit. But
it's crazy.
I'll say this, y'all, don't get caught up on it. Don't even get caught up on it,
and don't be looking for likes and loves and comments.
Don't expect anything. Don't expect anything.
Keep on living and striving.
Don't expect anything off the social media shit. Some of it's real, but a lot of it's fake.
It is,
and a lot of it's fake love and all that, and it's all good. But don't expect the likes and the love and stuff like that. Y'all people know, who really is happy for you or loves you or likes a picture of you or who knows what you got going on in your life. So they talk to you. They already know about that photo. They know about that post because they deal with you. So who gives a damn who likes or shares or doesn't share whatever you got going on?
Yeah.
Nah.
That's how I am too. I'm like, fuck it. Like, I come to the stage of fuck it. 40s and fuck it.
Yeah.
Turning 40, fuck it.
Yeah. Don't get caught up on the social media family stuff. It's bullshit. The other thing I hate too, I don't mean to cut you off, Ashley.
Go ahead.
The other thing I don't like is when family brings family drama onto the social media.
Okay, that's something that we could add on to that.
I don't like
the
that.
Drama.
Take that shit down. Take it down.
I've been guilty of it at one time.
I have too in the past, but I also learned from that too. It's not a good look, and everything ain't for everybody. True. And you don't know how many people are miserable or looking down, waiting to see you post something negative or something going on in your life. And I'm one of the believers. I talk to you about it all the time behind the scenes. Everything ain't for everybody.
Yes.
Everybody doesn't need to know everything.
Yes.
And so that's another thing. Stop posting all that shit on there, especially when the family's going through stuff. Because it can easily be something that the family can fix and then y'all make back up. But to expose the families or dramas or secrets and all that on social media, man, stop that shit.
Yeah. Thank you for that. Thank you for mentioning this. Is good, yeah. Thank you for mentioning this. Also, too, the family unification or reuniting with family and stuff. I guess that's good. Like if you have like distant relatives that you don't talk to anymore, and you can stay connected. I guess that's a positive of it.
Yeah, I do love that.
I guess that's a good thing.
I get to see, and it's funny because I see family members that I don't get to see on the regular,
or talk to
and talk to. So on there, that does help, especially if we live far away. So
Yeah.
there's always that on there, or classmates, or
Yeah.
you know, people you grew up with, all that. So I love it for that.
For the
I love
connection
it for that.
purposes.
Yeah. Still keep in contact. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll say that's a positive, y'all.
That's
with
definitely
that.
a positive. Yeah.
If you get along with that family member, or if you like that family member,
Yeah.
that's a good sign.
Because everybody's not cut off.
Yeah,
Let's be clear.
yeah,
Not
yeah.
everybody's cut off.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're not saying bash your family, cut family. This is not even what that topic's about. We're just talking about how we have navigated from moving ourselves away from certain family members.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We're going to move on now to redefining family. We're going to talk about non-traditional family structures, such as chosen families. He mentioned, Seven mentioned earlier about how his friends became his family.
Yep.
Just
absolutely.
like you became my family too.
Absolutely.
You're my family as well.
Like I said, I grew up the only child in the household until I was 16 years old. So I adapted to my friends quickly.
They were like your siblings.
They were like my siblings.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of cousins I grew up with that I'm still close to now. Also,
yeah.
too. Now, those are some of the family members that I deal with. Certain cousins, like
you're best friends with them.
We're best friends, and not only just cousins, but we're more best friends than just cousins, honestly.
Yes.
But I had that, and I created my own because I chose at a younger age, like you know, when family members made me feel a certain way and all that stuff like that. I just didn't want to be around them.
Yes.
And I remember being called shy or weird and all that stuff like that when I was a kid and all of that. And so I remember all that was because of the things that the comments the elders would make, or the things that they would say and those types of things like that made me feel some type of way. So when I got older and I was able to choose my own company or the people that I wanted to call family, that's what I did. That's exactly what I did. And then I was even fortunate because I'll tell you, Sofa Talkers, this. I was a person that didn't want children. I didn't want kids. I never liked kids.
You didn't.
I didn't like kids. I didn't want that. I didn't want to do the family thing. I wanted to live a bachelor lifestyle and live my life. I got 4 kids now.
Yes, you got 4 kids.
And a fiance. And a dog. And that's my family.
My sister used to say that too.
That's my family.
She says that too. She built her family.
I have
her kids.
My parents.
Yes.
I have my baby brother that's by my mother that she had in her second marriage.
Yes.
We don't do this half sibling thing, none of that. We are brothers.
Yeah.
He's younger. We're 16 years apart from each other.
Yeah.
We were close when he was little, and then as he got older, we kind of had our own, because I was older and he was a teenager, so he was doing his own thing. And then 2020 was a year that also brought us closer.
Yes.
Very closer. And now we have a stronger brotherhood than ever now.
Yes.
As if like that's still my baby brother I used to carry with me.
Yes.
And so I have him. I have my parents. I have 2 aunts. One of my aunt that I used to be she was like my second mother. We went through some things over the past couple years, and I didn't speak to her for a year. We are rebuilding our relationship slowly. I don't think it'll ever go back to the way it used to be, but I did leave that door open for her because she was a special person in my life. And that was one of the relationships that I didn't want to let go, but I had to also set boundaries with. Going back in our old conversation.
That's fine.
So it's no longer the way it used to be, but it works the way it is also now. So I have her, my other aunt, my mom and dad, my grandmother, she's deceased. She was everything to me. She was the closest thing to God to me. She was everything to me. And then I have my grandparents, my other set of grandparents that I'm not as close with, but I love them. And so I have my family. I have the chosen family that I chose to be in my circle, to have in my life. And I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
I agree. I agree. I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to go back and say it again, but I have my immediate family that I talk to still. And then I have my friends who are also like my family too, like my brothers or whatever. And obviously Seven. We're family, we're family. And I love that.
We share so many milestones, so much stuff together. It goes deeper than blood.
Exactly.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy.
But it is.
It's crazy. He knows that, he knows me, inside out. And I made a joke with him the other day, like when I do get married, he might know me more. Sorry, future husband. Sorry, future husband. he may know more than you.
Mhm.
He may know more than you. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
but it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy. That's how deep the bond is.
Yeah.
And my sister, she's not here with us on the podcast, but she said that she's very close with 7-2, and it's like therapeutic. She considers Seven's therapeutic. She could speak to him and things like that ever since they were little, because they
Mhm.
go way back, even before I came in the picture.
Yeah.
They go way back. So
Mhm.
it's beautiful when you have that. And honestly, I'd rather go talk to him rather than talking to my family I don't talk to anymore. I talk to my immediate family, like y'all know already, but the
Mhm.
ones I don't talk to, I'd rather talk to him.
Yeah.
But the outsider, and go to the
Same here.
insiders, my family. You know what I'm
Same
saying?
here. Mhm.
Not my immediate family. You have to clarify that. The ones I cut
Mhm.
the relationships with is what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Mhm.
I'd rather talk to him.
Yeah.
I feel comfortable talking to him. So I think that's very important. Um, Another thing too I want to mention, this is like a little side comment, but I hate being around family members where you can't be yourself and relax with. I hate when I have to do that
Yeah.
fake ass smile and the back of my fucking ears hurt from
Yeah.
laughing so hard or fake smiling. I just can't rock with it. I can't do that. Like
If I feel like I'm like
it's
nervous
like
around them, like I'm on
coming
the
around.
edge. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I'd rather
agree.
not be around. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? If it's
Mhm.
not laid back, my kind of scenario, I have to put that smile, that grin on. Like, oh my God, what are they thinking? Like, I just don't want to be around. I'd rather
Mhm.
not be around.
I agree.
I'd rather stay away. If I'm not wanting or not allowed to sit at your table, what do they talk about? No, saying you can't have a seat at this table or whatever. I don't want to be at that table. I don't want to be
Same
there.
here.
You know,
Mhm.
it's okay. It's
Mhm.
okay if I'm outside. I don't feel
Once
bad.
they started to make me feel uncomfortable in those settings, that's
Yes,
when I said, you know what, I'm not going. And now,
exactly.
if my mom and dad want to go, that's their
Uh
business.
huh. Uh
But like
huh.
the saying that I say now, what you eat don't make me shit.
Yep.
I'm a true believer of that. And now that I'm an adult and I'm able to make those decisions of the people that I choose to be around and
Thank
choose not
you.
to, that's what I'm going to do.
Thank you.
That may work for y'all, but that don't work for me.
Exactly. Exactly.
My
Exactly.
peace and my mental health come first.
And you also are an adult
And
now.
I'm an
We're
adult.
not children no more,
We're not
y'all.
children.
We're not children no
We
more.
cannot be forced.
No, we cannot be
We
forced.
respect them. We don't disrespect them. We
Exactly.
let them know when they're out of line. But
Hmm.
also, before we have to get out of character, we just remove ourselves.
Exactly.
That's it.
And I think that's the best thing to do rather than you show your ugly side, the
Yeah.
dark side, the ugly
Because we're not
side.
confrontational people.
Exactly.
Mm-mm.
Exactly. So just
Nah.
remove yourself.
Just remove
Remove
yourself.
yourself
It
with
takes too much
grace.
energy.
Exactly.
Too much.
Exactly. That part too. Oh, this one's gonna get good, y'all. This is gonna get so good. Uh, okay, forgiveness and reconciliation. Share
Mm.
stories, if any, of overcoming family conflicts and rebuilding relationships. Can I start on this
Yeah.
one? Okay. I always say, I think one of our previous episodes, I mentioned about forgiveness, and I sometimes feel that it's fake forgiveness or fake.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know my beliefs on that, or I still kind of stand with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like we always say the saying too. You could you could forgive but not forget. But I feel like that's kind of like a stupid statement because you might not really forgive
Long as that's
them.
in your head,
Like,
it's going to be hard to forget
yeah,
that. You're
forget,
going to
yeah,
always feel some type of
some type
way
of
about
way.
that.
Like,
Yeah.
like, y'all. See, this topic.
I like saying I
Oh,
make peace with the
you
situation.
make peace with the
I make
situation.
peace with the situation. If I can forgive that person, then I'm not gonna hold on to it.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Like I'm gonna be able to look past it. I am not gonna forgive a person and then when I have my long time, I'm like, you know what that motherfucker
Yeah,
did was
yeah,
so
yeah,
fucked
yeah.
up.
You're gonna
You
have
know what I
that.
mean? Like I'm not gonna
Yeah,
put myself through that.
yeah.
If I know that I'm hurt and I'm upset and all of that, if it doesn't work in due time where I'm able to move past that,
Uh
then
huh.
I'm not going to even try to play those games with myself or that person
Uh huh.
or my mental because a
Exactly.
lot
Your
of that's
psyche, your
mental. A
mental.
lot of that's
Mm-hmm.
mental. A lot of it's mental. And if you have to go back and forth in your
Mm-hmm.
head and challenge yourself, like, well, you know what? Maybe I should have acted this way. Maybe I should have said
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Why did I let that
yeah,
person get away
yeah,
with it and then I
yeah,
forgave them?
yeah,
And then
yeah,
they're smiling on my face like it's all good, but I'm really sitting up here mad. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like if
yeah,
you got to go through all of that,
yeah.
it ain't
It
worth
ain't
it.
worth it. So,
So in
mm,
my case,
mm,
I have chosen
mm,
to forgive
mhm.
the people that I no longer deal with. But I don't deal with them because I don't want to play that situation over and over again. So that's why I've removed myself from them. I forgive them. I love them. They will always have a place in my heart.
Uh-huh.
But if I'm going to be triggered if I'm around them, then I choose not to be around them. If I have to go through that whole thought process of all that playing in my head, what the situation happened,
Uh-huh.
how might have been hurt, or whatever the case may be, nah.
Nah. Here's a good question. If we're gonna forgive a relative that we cut ties with, and we ever forgive them, do we need to talk to them to let them know that we forgive them, or have a conversation to show that you make peace or you have a forgiving
My absence
heart?
speaks enough for me.
So
My absence speaks enough. I'm not gonna. I shouldn't have to yell. I shouldn't have to cuss. I shouldn't have to approach nobody about what you did to me. Obviously, if you know me the way you say you know me, you should have known you did something to hurt me, and that's why I'm no longer there. And I can't speak for other people. I can speak for myself. The people around me know that I'm a forgiving person,
you
and I'm pretty
are.
much easygoing, and I let a lot of shit
I think you're
slide.
too forgiving, honestly.
So once you really got to the point where Seven's no longer there,
Uh-huh.
he don't show up,
Uh-huh.
he don't answer texts or calls,
Uh-huh.
or he's not on your Facebook, or he's not meeting up with you, that already should solidify it's a wrap.
But again, in order to have forgiveness, do you have to be around the person? Do you have to have a one-on-one with them, a heart-to-heart?
That's a
in order
choice.
of forgiveness?
That's a choice. That's your own
Huh.
personal choice. I choose not to do that. I choose not to do that because, like I said, I'm a person that allows stuff to go on
Yes.
and on and on. I don't always address it right then and there.
Uh-huh.
Like, I look past it. It's okay.
Yeah.
That's my family. That's my auntie.
Yes.
That's my
Yes.
uncle. That's my sibling.
Yes.
So once I've gotten to my breaking point when enough is enough,
Uh-huh.
then I'll remove myself. There's a possibility I will allow a person like, so what happened? I would give them that.
Okay.
But if they don't reach
explanations.
out
Okay.
and ask what's going on, and that's not making people kiss my ass or run after me or anything like that.
Mhm.
But if they don't address it, then obviously they never cared also either.
That's what we're going through.
Especially
Yes,
if you
that's what
know
we're going
me.
through.
Because
Yeah.
if you know me, you know that and like I said, once again, guys, this goes back to accountability and all of that too. So if you did do something wrong or whatever, you got to know if you did something wrong or you didn't do something wrong.
Mhm.
Because if you did do something wrong and you went along with some shit, then you do need to address it. You need to talk about it to clear your name if you want that relationship. But if you know in your heart you didn't do anything wrong, or you weren't a cause of any certain situation, you are able to walk away
with your head held up
with
high.
your head held high
And at peace.
and be at peace. Because every situation doesn't need a response.
Okay.
And I always say, me walking away, my presence no longer be there, speaks enough value because I'm always there.
Okay.
So if he doesn't come around, if he doesn't talk, if he's not interacting, there's something going on.
There's something going on. Okay. Because with I'm going to add on to my relatives that I don't speak to, that I cut off, or we cut each other off. Maybe it's both. Maybe both ends.
It could be both.
They cut me off
because
too.
if they didn't reach out or see what the problem is or whatever case may be, then they didn't care either.
Okay,
and that's fine.
And that's fine. I'm okay with that. So, but if I ever have to, connect with them in the future, like I said, I could probably apologize. I'll take accountability if I hurt your feelings, because if you were there for me, and my siblings at one point of our lives when we really didn't have nobody, you provide financial support. That's a big one. Maybe some emotional support at that time. I could apologize if I acted ungrateful, but the way I feel, I can't be fake about it.
No,
there's no way. And if I were to forgive, it would be just like a cool slate, but it wouldn't be me hanging out, giving holiday exchanges or anything like that. It would just, it would just be like,
like, and I'm a true believer.
It just wouldn't be the same.
And I look at stuff like this also too, because we tend to kind of play on that. Well, they did so much for me, or this and that. Not saying that doesn't hold value. I've always said thank you.
That's good.
I've always appreciated you. But just because you did wonderful things for me in the past does not give you no right to disrespect me or mistreat me.
Okay, let me clap on that, y'all. Hold on, let me put the microphone down.
Also, too.
Drop mic.
Because that is the problem with family now. That's the problem with family now. And that shit goes deeper. That's why there's so much.
Thank you for
That's
highlighting
why
that.
there's so much brokenness in
Yes.
families. There's that under the table molestation, all that shit like that. Oh, because we're family, we're supposed to look past that, forgive that person. That person may have been sick. That person may have been on drugs. That person that does not give you no right to violate me as a person, because you don't know what the outcome's going to be in that person's adulthood, if that's going to trigger them, if that's going to affect their longevity in life. So no, everybody doesn't get that pass.
Okay, thank you so much.
They do not get that. If I said thank you for the things you have done for me 20 years ago when it happened, I shouldn't have to re-say it again 20 years later.
Okay.
Because I said it, and I was grateful, and I was thankful. Anybody that has ever done anything for me, I've always said thank you or returned the favor. But that does not give you no right. I don't give a damn if I'm 50 years old. I'm not going to let you disrespect me or hurt me because what you did for me in 95.
Sorry. Yes.
Fuck that.
Okay. I like that you said that, especially when there's children also too. You know, they're innocent, you know.
Yes.
And if you don't want to fucking do it, here's another lesson, everybody.
Don't
fucking do it.
Don't do it.
If you're going to bring it to the person's face, especially a child years later, don't fucking do it.
Now, granted, I know there's times where in families where you might have to check a person, let them know, hold up now, because there are family members that will act a certain way, especially if you didn't do anything wrong to them. And say like, okay, we'll use this for example. Like, okay, say I raised a niece or a nephew, whatever, took them in or whatever, gave them good life or whatever, right? Then they grow up, they lose disconnect, don't call, don't check in, don't visit, and you know you never did anything but be the best to that person. Yes, you have every fucking right to call them out on their shit. Hold up. I took care of you. I raised you. When your mom and pops dropped you off, I put you through college. We never had no problems, and then you just up and disappeared. And now you don't have no good for me. You can't send a card. You can't call or text. Get them. That's different.
Okay.
That's different. That's a different situation. But if it ain't none of that, and it's the other way around with all the other fucking bullshit, and you think just because you did something for me a couple years back or when I was a kid or whatever, you could throw that in my face and that gives you a right to hurt me. You can hurt me because you did something for me. That doesn't work.
Oh my god. Thank you so much for you.
That doesn't give give nobody the right to mistreat or abuse anybody or hurt somebody because you did things for them. That doesn't work like that.
Y'all listen what he just said, y'all. Listen what he just said. Listen.
Y'all.
Listen.
Don't be fooled.
Don't be fooled.
Don't be fooled.
I'm about to you have anything you want to say? I'm about to hit something very touchy right now. We see what's going on in the world right now, everybody. We see what's going on. What's the most common thing happening? We know that tomorrow's not promised for any one of us. We can leave this earth at this very moment as I'm speaking. Anybody. So you know what does play in the back of our head sometime when you don't have family members that you cut off ties with and you don't talk to. And then we say life is short or people are dying. So this is a touchy subject. I hate to touch this, but this is true because some people might be in their feelings with this or battling this. So my sister and I had to talk about this maybe a year or two ago. And she said, you have to be at peace with the fact that she said, shit, I could die. That's what she said. I could fucking die. Me and her were talking. She said, I could fucking die. So that put ease with me a little bit when she told me that. She said, shit, if I don't talk to people, I'm not going to feel bad about it. Because guess what? I could fucking die. And they didn't talk to me either. Exactly. That gave me peace because that was something I kind of battled with at that time.
And that's why as an individual, you have to make peace with those situations. If you choose not to have those people in your life, you have to make peace with that and know there's a possibility they may die.
Or I may go. Or you may go. Yeah. And we might not be talking.
And we may not be talking. But if there is love and forgiveness there, it will still affect you. Yeah, you probably will show up at the service. Maybe you'll send or maybe you'll go, whatever. If you honestly have made peace. Now, if you walk away from a situation and there's no resolution, nothing has been resolved, there was a lot of back and forth drama, whatever the case may be, and the situation has never been cleared up, then yes, that person could die or you can die and it never was resolved or was never set to peace.
Would that person be dealing with guilt or grief.
They probably would, because it wasn't resolved. So that's why I say, when you end these relationships with these people, you have to make sure that you are at peace with it in your heart, in your soul, in your mind. Because if you're not at peace, then you might have to go back and talk about it. You might have to address it. Sometimes, and that's the problem with a lot of people also too. They don't want to relive the past. They want to throw the rug over top of everything and make it seem like everything's all good. No.
And avoid. I know you talk about avoid. I know you talk
avoidance. It's that's gonna be for another subject, y'all. Another topic.
Okay, yeah, we'll hit that another time.
For this right here, all that ties into together with the family thing. So if you're no longer going to talk to a family member, or or remove yourself from family or friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, relationships, whatever, you have to be at peace, because when that time does come, you won't be sitting in I wish I coulda, woulda.
Yes. And just know, like,
regret.
You may go, or they may go from this earth.
Because the truth of the matter is, we all got a time. We're all going to get out of here.
We're on borrowed time.
We're on borrowed time. My mom says it all the time. So if that's who you're going to be, if that's how you're going to live, make sure you are at peace with it. And me, at my 38 years of life I'm 37 years of life that I'm at right now, I have made, I'll be 38 next month. I have made peace with the people that are no longer in my life. I still pray for them, and I still have love for them at my heart.
And I wish them well. I don't want nothing bad to happen.
I don't want nothing bad. I don't want nothing bad to happen. If something bad happens to them,
I don't want nothing bad to happen.
I will be hurt.
Yes.
But
I
won't be sitting in regret saying, I wish I coulda, woulda.
Yeah.
Because this is a decision I made.
Yes.
For me and my peace.
Yes.
And my sanity.
Okay.
That comes first, no matter what.
No matter what. Because we gotta look out for ourselves. I'm sorry. Every man, every woman for themselves. Shit.
That's it.
That's it. Anything you want to add on to that? I had to add that last part on with the whole death thing, because it's crazy out here. The last part, y'all. Mental health and family. The impact of family dynamics on mental health and well-being. What I say earlier, y'all.
Well,
what I say earlier.
I mean, pretty much this whole thing ties in. This whole conversation ties in with mental health, because it's a decision with cutting people off, keeping people and removing people in your lives that are family, friends, whatever. It's like I said again, y'all, it's all tied together.
Yes.
We're not just basing it on, this could be your friends, whatever.
Friends that become family.
Friends that become family. You have to put your mental health first in any of these situations.
Yes.
Because if you're no good, you're no good to the other people that out there that you're serving to.
Yes.
So if these people are affecting your mental health, if they're bringing you down, if they're making you sad, if they
draining your spirit,
draining you, that all affects your mental health.
Yes.
So you gotta come to a conclusion: either it's them or it's me.
Yes.
Because, like I said earlier, y'all, people are going to move on with their lives. Life is going to go on.
It goes on. Nobody stops it.
No. So you cannot stop your life for the people that aren't stopping theirs for yours.
Okay, let me drop mic again, literally, and clap on that.
You can't do that. Because you will be sitting around broken and scraping pieces together to put your life back together like a puzzle, while these other people are moving on with their life,
elevating
and have surpassed you.
Because
I've had people in my life,
because people want to surpass you. That's a big thing with family. They want to outdo the next.
People in my life that literally tried to break me.
Yep.
And it's also my fault because I allowed it.
There you go.
When I started rebuilding myself, it was like, I'm not going to allow that to happen again.
I love it.
And the thing is, we can't blame people, because people are only going to do what you allow them to. Do. So that all ties in. You don't let nobody affect your mental health.
Yes.
Not your job, not your children, not your finances,
not your
partner, not your friends, none of that. Now, granted, let's keep it real. It's easier said than done. These things do affect us. It does. But the whole job is to not to allow it to affect you or take over you.
Yes.
And that's the problem. A lot of people just let it all If your mental health ain't together and all these people around, you're going to have to step back and shut everybody. You're going to have to shut the shit down. That's what my mom tells me all the time.
Yes.
Especially in my household, I got 4 kids. I got a lot of personalities going on, dealing with a lot. My mom tells me all the time, you gotta shut the house down.
Yes, yes.
If you don't shut the house down, you're gonna fuck up your sanity.
Yes, yes,
And you
yes.
don't want allow people that you love to break who you are, who they fell in love with.
Yes, yes, yes.
So you don't want to
I
become this
agree.
other person. You don't want to become bitter. You don't want to become dark.
Yes.
You don't want to become hateful.
Yes.
So when you start to see yourself drowning,
Yes.
and you're not drowning from your own shit, it's
yes.
other people's shit.
Yes.
And and other people are affecting your mental health.
Yes.
You gotta shut that door.
Okay.
You gotta shut that door, recharge, get yourself together. And that goes back to the beginning of this whole conversation, y'all setting those boundaries.
That's what I say. The boundaries. Yep.
Only do what
ties
you
in with
can
mental
do
health.
for people.
Yep.
Don't overextend, don't overdo it, because they're not gonna love you any less or anymore.
Yeah. And they'll also understand. They'll adapt and understand. Just be vocal with them. Because when it's the family that you hold dear to your heart still, like I do with my immediate family I mentioned.
Life is hard. People are going through so much stuff now.
It's crazy,
and we
y'all.
do count on each other because, like they say, and
we have to.
It takes a village.
Yes, it does.
But you don't allow anybody to break you mentally.
Mm-hmm.
You don't allow that.
Mm-hmm.
You don't allow that. You don't allow anybody to break you to the point where you're sitting in therapy or you're in the hospital, and it's not because of your own.
That's what I say. Your own. Yep, it has to be your own. Yep. It has to be your own.
Sometimes you gotta be selfish. You gotta take that time for your mental health. And that's what I learned when I started to feel anxiety going around certain family, or feeling sad,
that part,
feeling anxious. That's when I realized that, or I started to wonder or worry. I was like, now I gotta move back, because the other people that I chose don't make me feel this way.
Yeah.
They don't make me feel this way when I'm around them.
Yes. Can I add on to that too?
Yeah.
Because now I ain't gonna keep y'all much longer, y'all. But I remember like a relative, one of my cousins, my first cousin, had mentioned that my siblings and I had isolated ourselves from the family. So is that a bad thing that we isolated? This is before we had the whole beef and the whole cutting the ties with the family. That we choose to not be around them. Is that a problem? Like, I'm looking back because we're talking about this topic now.
Me on the outside looking in, I felt like that was the best thing to do, because y'all carry so much trauma from that side of the family and felt some type of way. That's why y'all isolated away.
And I kind of see why we did after certain things started resurfacing.
Now the way things are resurfacing now.
And what surfaced. I kind of see why.
Time,
our spirit felt
like it makes so much more sense.
And y'all trust your discernment, y'all. Trust it.
In it.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes.
And that's the truth.
So don't make nobody make you feel bad for you choosing not to go around or be around family. If your spirit of discernment or your intuition is telling you that, listen to that, okay?
Yep.
Listen to that, because it does tell you something. It may not happen at that very moment, but years later, like it did with me and my siblings, that's when we started to feel it, and it proved it to be right. That's when we socially isolated.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the decision that y'all made was the best decision, and y'all able to see that now. Like, you know what we did really did work for us, because now we see all this other shit going on, and we're not part of it.
Exactly.
And it's good because that is no longer drowning y'all, bringing y'all down, or making y'all feel some type of way, because y'all removed yourself, so y'all don't have to deal with that chaos. So that was the best decision that y'all made.
Yep. Thank you.
Well, Sofa Talkers, we come to an end again. I want to thank all of you for following us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Tell your people who we are, to follow us, like us, and join us.
Yeah, join us. Yep. And if you're not following us, follow us on those social media platforms.
Absolutely.
We also have our own website now. You can go to sofatalk.com. That's SOFATAWK.com. Thank you for listening to our episode, Family Ain't Family No More. Are you facing a dilemma or issue and you need advice from Seven and I? Feel free to write to the Dear Sofa Talk letter at sofatalk@gmail.com. That's SOFATAWK@gmail.com. And we will see how we can help you. In December, we will not be airing any new episodes or an episode. We want to wish you all a happy holiday and a happy new year, and a safe new year as well too, y'all.
Absolutely.
Very safe. Please be safe out there.
Please enjoy your time around the ones that you love, that make you feel good.
Yes.
Enjoy those holidays with those people.
Yes.
and have a wonderful new year.
Yes, we're wishing you that. Our next episode titled, go figure, New Year, New Me, will air on either Saturday, January 24th or January 31st. Please subscribe, like, follow, share, comment, or leave a review wherever you are listening. We're available on multiple podcast directories. Remember, the talk will have you talking on the sofa.
Be
Goodbye.
out.
Until next time.